We're out here in Koreatown with the production of Dani Girl. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Absolutely
Good.
great.
Great.
Nice. Can we get a quick roundabout exactly your names and who you are, what you're doing here in the show?
So I'm James. I'll be accompanying on the piano.
I'm Deji. I'm playing the character Marty.
I'm Jackie, and I'm playing the character of the mother.
My name is Julia, and I'm playing Dani.
And my name David, and I'm playing Raph, aka 13 different characters.
And the guys in the back are the karate ensemble that are participating. Now, what made you choose this play? Like, who wrote this play, and where did this play come from? Dani Girl.
Yes. So Michael Kuhlman and Chris Diamond wrote this play, and they're a pair of contemporary musical writers. And over the summer, I just found them. I stumbled upon them through that midnight cycle of YouTubing. You just click and click and click, and you eventually find something interesting. So I found that it was a great message, and it had 4 characters, which is a doable thing. In Shanghai, you're always looking for something small. So I pitched it to this group of wonderful people who I know and love, and that's how it came about.
Cool. For people who don't know, what exactly is Dani Girl about? How would you explain it to people?
So Dani Girl is a pretty heavy story, but with a lot of cute and funny moments. It's the story of a 9-year-old girl, who's diagnosed with leukemia for the second time, basically. So she had it when she was a very young child, survived, but then she gets it again.
Is that one of the funny moments?
Yes, it's a killer. You have to be there. No, but really, it is sad. But the way she copes with that, the way she makes her hospital room a livable environment, is she uses her imagination, and really goes on this adventure to find out why she has cancer. And so along the way, she basically makes a really great friend who Deji here plays, and she uses her imagination, so Raph, the character I play, to really cope with this horrible thing. And because, the reasoning of the play is like, there is no real answer why we get sick. Everyone gets sick, but we don't know why. And this is like, from a kid's perspective, why does this happen? So,
I actually am also 9-10 years old, so I'm going real method. I've been hanging around schools the last few weeks. I'm still not sure I'm going to do about this, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're going to get rid of that? Is that?
Well, I think we might go with the whole early onset of puberty thing,
I know when I turned 12, I had a full beard. Have any of you ever experienced that in China? That I've heard it from many expats around, that they go to the hospital and they get that. I had it over the summer where they told me I have cancer, and spent 7 days thinking I have cancer. Have you ever had that experience in China? Ooh, can you share it with us?
Yeah, God, it's a little personal.
Oh, if you want to.
It's like a female thing, but I had a cyst, which is not uncommon for a lot of females. But I had gone in that day, and the only doctor available really didn't speak much English. They didn't provide a translator, and she was like, "Well, it could be normal, but oh yeah." And they were looking at the ultrasound, and she and the tech were like, "Oh," and I just heard a lot of boo. Boo this, boo that, right? Like, and I'm like, oh my God, can you explain what's going on? And then eventually she was like, oh, there's a large dark spot. And actually, this is kind of appropriate because it's International Women's Day. So you most likely have ovarian cancer. And it was terrible. Yeah. And she was like, but we'll get back to you tomorrow with the results. And I think she was trying to have some levity about it, but she couldn't. It just was not happening with the translation, and luckily.
Booyah jigga. Well,
yeah. It was yeah. So anyway, it ended up being fine, but I had one of those for sure.
Same thing happened to me. They just came in. Guy didn't speak English very well. Just says, and you typed it in his phone. He's like, tumor. I was like, what? I was like, what? And then someone else came in. I was like, so what do I do? They're like, we'll check in 7 days. We'll tell you. I was like, oh, this is a wonderful experience. So I'm sure this is what Dani and Deji, your character's name again is?
Marty.
So Dani and Marty are going through a much worse version of that.
Could I learn about what some of the funnier moments are? I'm curious. Like, how do you take such a serious subject? Because it's, has to do with religion, belief system, how you cope with really terrible news. What's the levity? Where does it come from?
Before we give actual examples to think in your head, I should say too that it is based on the writer's nephew's experience, and so they took this real life thing that happened, and I think one of the reasons I'd watched some interviews with them, they were so impressed by this child's ability to just be fun and like just be a kid and do all these crazy things. While they changed the gender of the child for the musical, but they were just so impressed by how he coped and just how funny he was through the whole experience. So it really is like watching interviews with them. They talk about we wanted to communicate this serious kind of topic, but with levity and joy. So that does come through in the text. If you want to give some examples.
So I play the mother, which is not funny at all. Every single time I come into a scene, it's just like, it's not fun, but it's like also very beautiful. But I really like that because I get to watch all the funny parts and I sit on the sidelines and I laugh and I feel like crying sometimes, but it's really funny. Like there's parts where they're building a spaceship out of their suitcase and they're going for a roller coaster ride through the human body, learning the anatomy of the body and getting it totally wrong.
It's like Magical School Bus, but with
a little bit. Yes. Good. Yeah.
Swim
like
their
it.
way
Little
out of the
Magical
sphincter.
School Bus. Yeah.
What's your for all of you acting and you as well? What is your favorite part about your character?
Well, what really, usually I direct shows. I'm not usually in the shows.
Mm-hmm.
But when I read this show, I absolutely loved the fact that Raph plays so many different characters. And yeah, there's the evil parts and the sentimental parts. For example, playing Cancer, which is more of an evil thing. But also there's the funny imaginary friend parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a French hairstylist, I play a German scientist, and I play a Mexican drug dealer. And I grew up in a lot of different countries, so I've always had fun with accents.
A lot of range with you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's actually why I was drawn to the comedy of this character, is because... yes, but I am Jean-Paul, the hairdresser of the stars. I will now invent a machine and send you into the bear where you will interrogate cancer. So there's a few fun things to play with.
When you're channeling Cancer, who are you channeling here?
Oh man, I think. Yeah, definitely a British person.
Is Cancer British in the show?
He's becoming British. He's becoming
Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He might become Trump. Yeah, I think he's turning into this. Obviously we're exploring this in rehearsals.
Sure.
I think at the beginning, I was playing it more as this like weird Gollum type monster that's very slimy and slithery and talks like this maybe. But now I think we're going a slightly more natural. I don't know. It's honestly we need a little time to find out exactly where he'll be.
How about you guys? What's your favorite part about your characters?
So my character is the piano accompanist, but I mean it's actually a reasonable question for the musicians, I think, or in this case the musician. I got into musical theatre when I was in Shanghai. I didn't know a huge amount of that kind of music before I met these wonderful people, but it is interesting. You do end up seeing yourself as one of the cast members if you're a piano player.
Sure.
Because you go on the same emotional journey as everyone, and there has to be that interaction between the music and the actors, in the same way there has to be the interaction between individual actors on stage, otherwise it doesn't work. And I guess an analogy is was in ancient Greece you had like the chorus in the background, and so I think it kind of fulfills that role. You basically have to be the chorus and just provide that kind of emotional kind of background to the whole thing.
Cool. Very cool. Nice. How about you, Dani?
Favorite thing about my character is that he gets to speak in a British accent. Because the number of shows I've done out here where I've had to put on an accent or another, and it's not my favorite thing with acting.
You and Cancer, both the British characters.
Yeah, so unlike David, I don't quite have the range. So yeah, it was great just to be like, okay, right, I'm going to speak in my normal voice. I think I like his vulnerability, and the fact that he tries to put on a front, but it's kind of clear that he is a bit of a, as he calls himself, a scaredy, what was it? A lily-livered, yellow-bellied, fraidy cat weenie at heart. So this,
How could that not be a British character?
It's
You
true.
can't
I
say
know
that
exactly.
in any other accent.
I was just
accent.
pretending I knew most of those words.
But yeah, I think I just love playing the character that's just a bit more vulnerable.
Cool.
I like playing my character because the mother is, I mean, she has to do everything. She has to fulfill this huge role. And although at times it seems like she's being very hard on Dani, really what she's trying to do is just protect Dani. And she has so much to hold on her shoulders. And she's stubborn about it. And she believes right till the end that, you know, that we can save Dani. And she just loves Dani so much. So yeah, it's a really heartfelt role.
Cool.
I teach this age group, actually. I teach 7 and 8 year olds. So it's not too far off from the kids I spend all day with. So I've been trying to look at them and think about them. And, you know, the one good thing about kids is they're just always happy. I mean, every little thing is positive. Everything is fun. Your imagination, you forget as an adult how interesting a box can be, how interesting one sort of little thing can be, and they take it and they make it into this magical thing. So it's actually a really great opportunity for those of us playing kids to kind of get back there and channel that sort of imaginative spirit again. So it's a good time. It's a lot of energy though.
I bet.
A lot.
We've got so the final thing, we've got a couple questions for you. We're going to play a little game called Push the Button. All right. So the way this works is we're going to ask you questions, and you're going to decide whether or not you would want this scenario to happen. If you do want it to happen, you press the button. If you don't press the button. Okay? Charlie, you want to get us started?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
You ready?
I'm scared.
So, for all of you, you could be the most famous actor or pianist in the country, the entire country. However, that country is only Cambodia.
Would you press the button?
Would you press the button?
Yes. I love Cambodia. Cambodia is rockin'. It's like everything's $1. You could just like hang out. People are nice to you, and you could do all the theater you want.
North Korea, then.
No.
No, not if it was North Korea.
So
Cambodia, though.
Famous in Cambodia. You never get to do shows anywhere else. Would you do it?
No,
So, big fish in little pond kind of scenario.
Oh, that's difficult.
There we go.
I think I might push the button because I think it's up and coming, Cambodia.
Yeah.
So you just have to wait 10
Yeah.
years.
But
There
am
you
I
go.
doing like Cambodian Hail the King shows, or am I doing like the shows I want to do? Is it?
I guess shows you'd want to do.
I think it would probably be Cambodian stuff. You'd only be doing like anti-time.
No,
Like,
nah, I'll sit this one out.
Okay.
Would you push the button?
All right. I think again, yeah. As long as I was able to do what I wanted, like I mean, the whole point I think of doing artistic things is not to do what other people want you to do, but do the things you want to do and just be your weird, unfettered self. And so, if Cambodia is the place where that works, then that's good for them. Cool. They got good taste.
living the dream. Living the dream.
All right. Question number 2. You can be the biggest. Oh, you can be in the big. What's your favorite show from Broadway?
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Okay, so for each of you, you can be in your favorite biggest play in Broadway. But you can never, ever watch another show again.
No.
No. No.
Will not.
No.
Really?
No.
Nope.
It's a unanimous no. Why not?
Having been like in many shows, I mean, every show has something great in it, and every show, I mean, some shows aren't, but most shows are lovely to be in, but you get tired of it. Like no matter what, if you do it enough performances, you want to move on. And even doing the best show ever, like Hamilton, the rest of my life, I would not want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that like once you've watched the show, like at first you get all this emotion and you really feel for the characters, but if you just kept watching it over and over again, that is gone.
Fair enough. Okay. They really love the craft. I like that. All right. Last question.
Serious actor.
Yeah.
You would get a photographic memory. You could memorize all of your lines, all of everything that you needed to do
Amazing.
perfectly. However, every single time you saw your family, you'd have to reintroduce yourself.
Oh.
Would you push the button?
No.
No.
No. You know, actually, like memorizing lines sucks, but you just do it in rehearsal. Like it actually comes. It's really frustrating. We're actually at that part right now where we really need to. We're like, we want to put our books down. We want to be, in it. But you just gotta. It's in the repetition, in the memorizing that you get the role. You get the character. So. That's another heady response. I'm so boring.
Oh, that's fair. That's
What do you mean by reintroducing? Is it like they forget who I am?
No, you forget who they are. You know who they are. It's not like you have Alzheimer's.
I have that already, and it sucks. I wouldn't want any more.
Is it because you're the most famous person in Cambodia?
It must
You're
be.
like, I don't have time for you.
No, seriously, I can't. I always feel so bad when I forget friends, like really good friends' name. So the only excuse is the fact that I've actually done it with my brother. I've actually done it. Yeah, my brother. He came to Shanghai about a year or so ago, and we were staying together. And someone came. I was like, "Oh, who's this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is." And it was literally for about. I think I've got an issue. I know people don't believe me. It really is a problem. So that's my excuse for anyone that I've known for a long time. Is that you don't get offended, because even my own family members, I've forgotten their names.
Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us. Now, again, can you tell everyone where they can find the tickets, where they can find the show, when the show is, all the information, maybe a Twitter account or anything like that?
Yeah, great. So you can find us on 247tickets.cn, and we're also going to be posting a lot on WeChat and on the eastwesttheater.com website. So yeah, stay in touch. No, I don't do that.
No tweeting?
I don't have a Twitter account.
Good, it's illegal. Don't break the rules.
Good point.
Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us, and we look forward to the show.
Thank you.